not an ideal situation for the Indiana Fever, because when we were looking at players for free agency, I actually don't think I uploaded this video in the end. It was talking a little bit about Sophie Cunningham's replacement, and I didn't think they were going, and this was after the Shea Petty signing. So I didn't think they were going to, I thought they were going to replace Sophie Cunningham straight away. So I didn't think it was going to be a situation where, okay, yeah, Sophie Cunningham is, like, she's not a, well, she's being replaced by a point guard, and they're going to replace her after today. So I made a video after the Shea Petty one talking about maybe Kaila Charles being available because her short-term contract with Valkyries is up. And I was like, maybe the Valks don't want to keep her, and I thought she'd be perfect. Like, we've seen something from her. I think a lot of people are talking about aerial powers. I mean this when I say this. I don't know if there is a worse player to bring on if you are trying to win a championship than aerial powers. Like, look, I don't pretend, like, you can like or hate Cheryl Reeve, but normally, Cheryl Reeve pretty much seems to have a good eye for, winners. And Cheryl Reeve's hatred of aerial powers means I would not be confident taking aerial powers. I'm going to be honest. I would not be confident taking her just because of the sheer hatred that Cheryl Reeve has for her. But at the same time, Kaila Charles would have been a nice player to get because she's athletic. She, can shoot a little bit. And she's a player, could have been a free agent. More so than anything. Like, is she a superstar? No, but we don't even need superstars. We just need players. Like, right now, we're looking at a situation where Chloe Bibby's probably going to have to be a major key rotation player, and Lexi Hull's playing 35 minutes tonight. Like, they're off a back-to-back, and they're still going to be more refreshed than we are. Like, is that not a crazy scenario? But Kaila Charles being signed by the Valks is a disappointing one for the Indiana Fever, because she is another player's international grind has let the WNBA return. She's been is that Prague? Where is that? Maybe it's Hungary. I don't know. I don't know some of these teams. Yeah, sorry, it's a team in Hungary. So she's obviously managed to find her way back into WNBA, but like I liked what I saw from her at Dallas. Do I think she was ain't brilliant? No. But at the same time, like, I don't think she's bad. I didn't think she was bad either. She earned it. Let's go. All the players Kurt waived and traded are going to the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, they're not wrong. Every player that Kurt Miller has gotten rid of for Dallas has done better. Every player Kurt Miller's gotten rid of. It's a little bit like the Indiana situation. If the Fever let you go, heck, even Alyssa Smith's ended up in a better situation than sitting on the bench in Indiana. She's ended up in a better situation. Grace Berger is out there getting 8 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 steals and 3 blocks in a game. Albeit not a good defensive play to end the game, but like, she's not a 30-minute a game player. Even she's thriving. Even she would have been re-signed, I'd say, at this stage. Actually, they wouldn't. I don't think the Fever would ever come crawling back and getting a player. But it's Bree Hall or bust. It's Bree Hall or bust. I think a lot of people are talking about aerial powers, but for me, at this stage, it's Bree Hall or bust, because we know aerial powers is not going to be what we want her to be. Like, we know for a fact aerial powers is not going to be what we want her to be. So for me, I'm just looking at it like, at least with Bree Hall, there's a chance she could be good. And I would have really liked Kaila Charles. I really liked her when she was with the Wings. Damn, it would have been really nice to have gotten her. But obviously, look, she's in a better situation now. She is in a better situation in Golden State, who are a better team than the Fever. And like, we're looking at players that the Indiana Fever just let walk, and they're like Temi, who we let walk for Demiris Dantas, who's a starter on that team. There are players that the Indiana Fever could have signed on hardships at times that we're seeing other teams take, whether it be at the point guard position or other positions that could have signed during the year. Shout out to Bree Turner, if we're being honest, like, in general, but like the Chloe Bibby signing didn't make any sense, because Steph White doesn't play with stretch fours. So either she's playing limited minutes or she's playing out of position. Because Steph White doesn't like stretch fours. So it made no sense to sign her for the rest of the season. There were just a lot of things. There's been a lot of weird front office things where it's like, I don't know. And I understand you can't prep for injuries. But like, there was no reason why the team had so little wing depth. Even before the Sophie Cunningham injury. There was no reason why the Indiana Fever are struggling so much for size and athleticism when they had an entire offseason to fix that. They had an entire offseason. You knew Caitlin Clark needed athleticism. And even without Caitlin Clark, the team lacks it. The team severely lacks it. Like, it's just it's not a great situation. And then you go and take either a good stretch forward or the least athletic small forward in the league in Chloe Bibby, and I can guarantee you, Dantas is a stretch big. I can guarantee you could have gotten some athleticism in a trade for Dantas. And you could have found out some way to make it work. But it seems like this team is allergic to athleticism. We just signed a 37-year-old Shea Petty. I don't think Shea Petty's bad. I watched her play for Spark. She's all right. She's absolutely all right, like. But at the same time, like, she's just... Like, it just does, a lot of the stuff with this team doesn't really make sense. And I understand that it's hard to prepare. You're not able to prepare for what's going on right now. But even without the injuries, this team would be outmatched. This team would have glaring weaknesses without the injuries. And in a league where teams really undervalue athleticism, teams really undervalue shooting, and they overvalue bad parts of basketball, I think that you can very easily find players and find teams and find archetypes that'll fit in. And I just don't... Like, if they end up getting signing Bree Hall tomorrow, I'm okay with it. But at the same time, like, people are like, oh, you know, they signed Shea Petty. They signed Shea Petty because they had to replace They had to replace Ari McDonald's. That's the reason why Shea Petty was signed. They can't replace Sophie until after that. It's like, who's to say they can't replace Ari McDonald with a small forward? It is what it is. Who's to say they can't replace it with a small forward? There's no rule against that. There's no rule about, like, position for position. They say, oh, Bree Hall's not a point guard. It's like, well, we're playing her point guard. They can't stop that. So it's been just dumb situations from the organization. And I want to shout out the Golden State Valkyries, who seem to be hitting on a lot of their signings, whether it be Caitlin Chen. And when they miss on a signing like an Aerial Powers, it's okay. You've got 2 games. You're gone. Ruthless. When they miss on when someone like a Julie Vanloo is not working out, not doing what she needs to do, they're heartless. Absolutely heartless. But at the end of the day, it was the way they got rid of Vanloo that was the problem, not getting rid of Vanloo. Getting rid of Vanloo made sense. It was doing it while she was making a decision while she was on a plane and not letting her celebrate with Belgium. Because she could have celebrated with Belgium and then come back instead of calling her, we need you back immediately, because they wanted to cut her in person. They could have cut her over the phone, let her stay in Belgium for like 2 more days, and she goes to the Sparks. But yeah, that's pretty much it, lads. That's the video. See you guys.